Hi, I'm Dan Fusco from Youth Fitness Council. I'm the Master Tae Kwon Do instructor in our Youth Fitness and Tae Kwon Do program. Today I want to show you some different cross-training methods that we use to build our body center. We're going to start with the gymnastic rings. I'm not a gymnast, but it's a wonderful tool and I use it often with myself and with students to build a strong body center. One of the first drills we do, and it's quite challenging, is a simple tuck, where you just bring the knees up and hold. I try to get students to hold this for 10 seconds. Very simple technique. But what we're working here is body center or upper abdominal. We're working grip and shoulder stability. All right, very, very important factors. The body center is everything in all sports, especially in Tae Kwon Do. Somebody learns to throw a front kick. Many times you see the upper body kind of bobble around. I call it bobble body because there's no stability between the lower body and the upper body. So when somebody throws a technique, you want this to be stable, and so then they can retract the technique as well and always have control. These exercises are excellent for developing that sort of strength in the center of the body. Once one advances from that technique, they could do a tuck and roll, where they tuck and roll back, straighten the legs out, and then more advanced is roll forward, point the toes, stop at 90 degrees, and then pull out of it. And you can do 3 or 4 of those. Then tuck and roll back out. Do 3 or 4 of those, it's tremendous. Another exercise we use the rings for in our cross training for body center development and upper body strength is the ring dips. We're all familiar with doing dips on parallel bars, and it's a tremendous exercise, of course. But to do it on the rings involves, in my opinion, one of the most amazing joints in the body, and that's the shoulder joint. It's a joint that works in all planes of motion. It works in the sagittal plane, the frontal plane, and it rotates as well. So in order to do dips on the rings, you need to have stability in that joint. I like to do this leaning forward slightly, bending down with a slight arch in my back. And I can do about half as many of these on the rings as I can in the parallel bars. I'm not going to do them all, stop there. But you see how I'm shaking as I get tired. My shoulder has to stabilize that, but the body center is on all the time. So it's another tremendous cross-training technique for the martial artist or any athlete for that matter. Another technique we use to build body center strength is a bar connected to resistance on just one end. I've heard the term asymmetrical bar used, and I like that. I use it with several different techniques. One is with the single leg squat. That's a common technique we use for building lower body strength. When you add an asymmetrical force to this, my body has to counteract rotational pull. So by keeping this out and doing a single leg squat, I'm targeting the muscles responsible for transverse rotation. Okay, I'm hitting my obliques. I'm also hitting the medial leg muscles. So you try to do, if you can get 15 or 20 of these, that's tremendous. But right now I feel this in my right obliques tremendously and on the medial muscles of my upper leg. And then you switch and do the other side. So it's a single leg squat with an asymmetrical resistance. The bar I'm using is a simple, non-fancy, simple homemade device made out of 1 1/4 inch PVC with end caps glued on with machine eye bolts screwed to the ends and simply attached to resistance bands. I like using resistance bands with an asymmetrical bar for the reason that it's not a lot of heavy weight, but it's really good dynamic resistance, variable dynamic resistance. Another exercise I use the asymmetrical bar with when doing body center training is parallel squat. I set my feet a little bit wider than if I was doing a barbell squat, so I have a wider base of support, and I simply do a squat. keeping this bar from pulling back. You could even do a press. Once again, this works with the rotational forces. And then, of course, do both sides. Another excellent exercise for body center strength and working the obliques is sit up with the asymmetrical bar. You hold the bar in front of you, and you do a sit up. Of course, somebody's holding my feet, otherwise I'd be spinning around in circles. And you could even throw a little push into this. So there you have a few examples of some training, cross-training techniques that we use at Youth Fitness and Tae Kwon Do to build body center strength and stability. Thanks for joining us. This is Dan Fusco from the Youth Fitness Council, and we look forward to seeing you in other videos. Thank you.